This is our Kaiser here, and it's been a while though. So since I've been like creating music for like what, since 2021 during the pandemic, on a lot of things that I know about music. So mostly start from electronic, then on to dubstep and metal and so on, even EDM and all the mixtures of music. But though I was so good at creating music from my laptop, one thing I totally forgot is what never neglect from playing your guitar. Never neglect from playing your guitar. That's something that I learned. And it's been a while since I have not been practicing my guitar since like back in what? In 2021 or a couple of years ago. I now my fingers or my was once calloused and I was back to soft fingers again. So eventually I had to go back to practicing my guitar for just like 15 minutes a day, which is not a lot. And so I am going back to learning guitar again, so I'll be able to play metal from my metal guitar. And yeah, it's time for a change. It's time to take action to practice back to my guitar so that I'll be one day be in a metal band that will form with other gig bands. Not only my guitar will make a difference when I mastered my playing guitar in metal, but even different styles of music too, with guitar too. I'll be learning anything like from arpeggios, pentatonics, rhythm and lead, all from the basic of a practice from guitar. Though I was a beginner many years ago, knowing about the open chords and stuff, though I was struggling a bit, but still, I got used to open chords. But now, many years later, I was into metal. And I've been practicing from like very common thing I would play those riffs or whatever. The type of thing I play for metal is like what everybody knows, Smoke on the Water, and everything just like how like like this, for example, the amplifier, the Boss Katana, which I bought many years ago before the pandemic. And not only that, I use that with distortion, like one of these pedals, for example, right here, and so on, to play distortion to make it sound more metal. Without distortion, it sounds basically like playing the strings with no metal on it. Without the distortion. Distortion I typically use is the Metal Zone. The Metal Zone MT2W from the Wazacraft, which I bought it from online from Japan. And I like the distortion for the Metal Zone, the new improved one. Not the old Metal Zone, but I do have it though. But still, I'm going back to practicing guitar again for 15 minutes a day, and maybe I'll increase it more, as long as not more than 1 hour. At least 1 hour a day or less. That's all I'm doing. Not a lot, but at least it's better than doing for nothing. So I am going back to basics and learning about metal again, playing the riffs, so I'll be able to create my own music and metal with my guitar, and not just create melodies from a laptop, which I used a couple of years ago. We creating metal music for my years of practicing from a laptop, so I should be practicing with my real metal guitar. That's what I'm planning to do. And this guitar right here, this one right here, it's been a couple of years ago since I haven't practiced, so I will practice for at least 1 hour a day or less. At least it's better than nothing, right? At least I keep in good condition from this metal guitar, which I bought this a couple of years ago before the pandemic. Yeah. This is one good beast of a right guitar. This one right here, right? Look at this. I haven't played this guitar for a while, since the last time I practiced back in 2021. Yeah. This is a real good beast of a guitar. No doubt. It still plays good metal, especially with the distortion using the Metal Zone. And especially with the amplifier right here, the Boss Katana. So see, look at this. See how cool looking this piece of this metal guitar is? Got my own straps. So yeah, it's been a while. So yeah. And it may be out of tune, so I may have to retune it back to E standard, I believe. Yeah. It's been a while. Of course, I know the open chords. The C, the G, it's been a while, and even the A major chord, if I remember correctly. Yeah. It's been a while. Probably a little bit out of tune, but I'm probably going to tune it back to E standard. Back to practicing, seeing the basics of middle riffs and so on. Worrying about the rhythm and lead. That's one cool guitar. Definitely be able to play it for gigs with other people to form a metal band like this. Yeah. Yeah. There's one cool guitar. I got more of these metal guitars too right here, which I covered in plastic. Don't want to get too dusty. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah. Anyways, that's for my thought today. And yeah. Alright, thanks. So next time, I'll see you later. Thanks, guys. Peace. Or yeah, rock on.